All right, so as promised, here's part two of the 12-week year and what exactly this beautiful masterpiece is made of. Okay, so I have talked about this time and time again, but I will continue to talk about it because the way that it has changed my life, I know is going to change yours for the better. And I tell you, I literally put everyone onto this method of thinking and this method of planning out your goals or planning out whatever you want to see come into fruition. And when I say I have used this time and time again after I found out about it, like I'm never going back. I'm never going back. So, what the 12-week year essentially is basically anything that you can complete within a year's time, you can complete within 12 weeks, which is 90 days or a quarter if you want to talk business terms. So, this creates a sense of urgency and it really requires you to be focused and focuses on execution and transformation. It's long enough for you to see a transformation and for you to gain momentum, but it's a short enough time for you to execute on what you actually need that is essential. This forces you to utilize time management. It forces you to stay clear on what you actually need to focus on. And it forces you to basically get rid of distractions and really build up those habits as far as what is going to move the needle forward and what is actually going to make real change and not just busy work. You can apply this to anything. I'm a wife, a mom, a business owner, and a person. So I literally apply it to all areas of my life. I'm going to go over everything that I have on this board, and I also have it in my guide, The 1% Shift. So you can level up within 12 weeks, 90 days, and it's a short period of time that you can see great growth and great transformation. So, like I said, the key principles on your 12-week year is you want to have clarity. You want to know what is your focus, what are you actually using in order to make sure that you are achieving whatever said goal that you have. Now, the system is no joke because it forces you to be accountable and it forces you to really look your habits dead in the face and be like, something's got to give. Either I'm doing great or I'm really just bullshitting and I am overly distracted. I'm a firm believer in one size does not fit all. And for this in particular, I really wanted to make it something that you can tailor to yourself, but you can apply it to any area of your life. Like I said, I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm a business owner, and I'm also a person. And when I say all of that is accounted for in here, I'm a type A girl. So seeing is believing, okay? Also, the 12-week year focuses on execution. We are getting the stuff done. We're not just saying it, we're actually doing it, and we have an action plan that actually works. And also, it's a great measurement tool to see what you're actually accomplishing and what you probably could scale back from and what's not working. I also have it broken down week by week, but like I said, you can go ahead and go get that. Like I said, one size does not fit all, but let me tell you what I have on my beautiful masterpiece here. So I only structure out every 12 weeks at the beginning of the 12 weeks. Did I actually start at week one? No, I didn't. I started at about week 2.5, week 3, but that's okay because that does not mean that we can't still move. And I've done this so many times that I kind of know my habits and I know kind of where I'm going to be starting at. So but if you're just starting out, it's okay. You can start today, you can start tomorrow, you can start whenever, but the point is you must start. Okay, so boom. Here's my first set of 12 weeks, 90 days, or first quarter. Now, I look at it as all of those things because, like I said, I also have a business, so I must be able to make sure I can pay those taxes. All right. Here's tax time right there because I pay taxes quarterly. But what I have scheduled out is I have my days that I have for my business, my side hustle. I have admin only days. So that is the day that I'm strictly going to focus on emails, cleaning out anything, any type of invoicing or whatever have you. I have my rest days actually scheduled. And I also have my days scheduled once a month for just a me day. No kids, no husband, no family, no nothing. Just me. I can go and get my spa day. I can go get my nails done. I could go do whatever I want on those days. They are uninterrupted. As well as I always have a digital detox day. So that means no phones, no technology, no nothing. Everything is already automated and I can actually take those days off. I also have the holidays already accounted for, but that already comes with the calendar, as well as I have the days that I'm focusing on either payments or I have the focus days of creation and everything like that. So not only is it creating clarity, but it's also making it an easy schedule to follow. And I don't have to constantly be thinking about what am I going to do today? I have to do all of the things. All of the things are already accounted for and they're already right. Now, I would sit here and be lying to you if I told you that this only took me 30 minutes. It actually took me 2 days, and it was because I really wanted to put everything that I wanted to get out onto here. So now all of this isn't constantly in my mental for the next year. And that's usually what keeps us stuck in not actually moving, is because we're constantly thinking about all the ideas that we have and we're not actually putting any action to execute them. Knowledge is power, but knowledge is only power when you know how to actually utilize it. So for instance, I have my legend up here. And when I go and fill out the other 12 weeks per quarter, then I will go up here and I'll be like, okay, I can mark them off this way. Like, again, I'm a type A girl. You don't have to do all this, but I chose to because that's just how I'm wired. I also have the fact that this month I need to get my oil changed, and guess what? I got this in the mail. So that's up here and it's visibly seen. So now I don't have to think about, oh, where is it at? What can I do? It's all right here. And guess what? If this looks overwhelming to you, don't you worry, because baby, I got you in simple steps and things that you can actually utilize and implement. I break down each week as far as what you should focus on, what you should be reflecting on, and how to actually structure out your weeks. Okay. So that way it makes it notable, it makes it useful, and it doesn't make you seem like you're just doing all of the things. You can literally brainstorm on, start to actually implement it, you realize that 12 weeks is actually not that long of a time and it goes by really fast. And I have things to be able to track all of your habits so that way you know what is actually working and what you can let go of or what's distracting. There are different examples, but I'm going to show you mine. This is kind of how my 12-week year was aligned for me. I broke it down into my personal, my spiritual, and my physical. Now, I can get into what all of that means later, but this right here is all visually right here. Have everything that you can track on here as well. So whether you are an analog girl like I am or you're a digital girl, it doesn't matter as long as you are getting those goals out and actually achieving them. That's the main part. We want to make sure that you are seeing the transformation and you're utilizing the tools that you actually have, because guess what? That idea that you have in your head, it might be great, but is it actually being utilized and it actually materializing into what you want to see? Or are you just sitting on it because you're just waiting for the perfect moment? I heard a quote the other day and it was like, there's only 2 times that is a perfect moment to start. That's now and a year ago. I remember when I started making content well over a year ago, but I remember when I started like actually utilizing it and just putting myself out there and getting more comfortable with being in front of the camera, but also being more comfortable with helping people and giving people more value. That's when you see the real shift and the real change. So I come from like a lot of struggle, and I can honestly say it's not easy to come out of that survival mode. And it's very easy for you to stay stuck, but you have to be consistent, you have to be motivated, and you have to be willing in order to change yourself. It's not necessarily changing your surroundings, but you must change yourself and your mindset first. And that is how you're going to be able to stay consistent. And let me tell you, every day is not motivating, okay? Every day you're not going to want to get up, but it's building the habits and building the systems that actually keeps you disciplined. And like I say, discipline is not something that's rigid and super structured. It's actually a form of self-love and self-care. So without further ado, I give you the full 12-week year. Go out there, be great. You now have the awareness, you got the knowledge of it. Go implement it and go do it. And just see how your life just transforms.